everyone, it's Laura Myers for CMS-Connected, speaking with James Norwood, the Executive Vice President of Strategy and Chief Marketing Officer at Episerver. Hello, James. How are you?
I'm well, thank you, Laura.
Fantastic. Now, looking at the entire WCM market, what would you say are the strengths of Episerver that set it above the rest?
Yeah, it's always the tricky one is what really differentiates you from the competition, because a lot of people, of course, all say that they do the same things. It's very hard for potential buyers to really try to understand the differing strengths and weaknesses of each application. So I would say, Episerver, of course, our background is content management. We come from the WCM world, but we're more than that today. We're a single platform that brings together content, commerce, and marketing very, very smartly in the cloud. And that's a real differentiator for us, because when you think about where content is used today, it's rich content experiences that you're using in many different scenarios, commerce scenarios and marketing scenarios. And so our ability to have a single tool set that allows marketers to bring their ideas to life quickly is really important. So I think that's probably one of the things that differentiates Episerver. And then, of course, I would also say that we have a super productive platform. And again, a lot of people could claim that, but if you speak to Episerver customers and users, they'll say that they were up and running in a few hours. They were self-taught. They were able to start to bring their ideas to life quickly because the tooling is very intuitive. Maybe that's our Swedish background. I don't know. But the whole user experience, generally the way that you work with it means that you can start to get things done fast. And that's really important to our customers. We like to call it instantly realizing your brilliant ideas. And the last thing, which I think is something reasonably new for us, but is very differentiating, is a concept we call individualized content. So if you look at the digital maturity of a lot of organizations today, they may be working with a web content management system, a CMS. And then they think of things like, artificial intelligence and personalization and customer journey analytics and all of these things as more advanced tools that they may get into or concepts later. What Episerver's work to do is bring that technology right back to their web content management system so that from day one, they can deliver very individualized content experiences using hundreds of algorithms and that sort of thing to really personalize the experience and deliver content at the right time to the right people in the right channel, and also sequence it so that the sort of content you're being recommended or you're seeing is highly relevant to where you are in your journey, and then showing marketers how that content is then working for them so that they can refine it and improve it. So those are three areas that we've been spending a lot of time on over the last year, but I think they're three things that, because we have them now, they make a huge difference in the market.
It's wonderful to see such a focus on the individual customer. That said, GDPR compliance is a very prominent concern in the market right now. So I'm curious to hear what platform changes and or education initiatives you've rolled out to assist your users with their own compliance efforts.
Yes, our good friend, the European Union and the GDPR rules, which come into effect, as I'm sure you know, on May 25th. Well, they've been in effect for a long time, but fines come into effect from May 25th of this year for those folks that fall foul of the compliance regulation there. So Episerver has been well ahead of the curve on this one, as you'd expect, not only because we are an ESP ourselves, we're helping customers push out literally billions of emails to folks all over the world, including those in the European Union, but we're also a true cloud service as well. So we're a data processor, so we're holding a lot of information and running a service on behalf of customers. So we had to get our own house in order first. So we invested heavily in our own processes and put in place the necessary compliance for ISO 27001, achieved Privacy Shield certification as well, which was an important step, and also get ourselves as compliant as we can possibly be around GDPR processes. And so we like to think today of our digital experience cloud, our overall platform, as a sort of GDPR safe harbor, if you will, that when customers move up to the cloud offering, they know that they're going to be taking something which is going to pretty much help them ensure that they can navigate these tricky waters. So Some of that is in the background and the processes we've had to put in place to get our customers comfortable that we're operating a business that will help them to stay on the right side of that. And from a product perspective, of course, you need to do additional work too. It's not just enough to be compliant in the back end. You have to ensure that the product is able to manage people's privacy and information in the correct manner. I'll give you a great example of that is in Google. You can go in and have the right to be forgotten and actually sort of delete all of your history and everything they know about you. And it's exactly the same with Episerver. We have our profile store and we have our way to visualize customer journeys and see what people have been doing and where, and be able to draw great intelligence and actionable insights from that. But we've also built in functionality that allows a customer to just log in self-serve and say, I want to purge all of that because I don't want you to have that information about me. So the user's preferences and user's journeys is very much down to what the user wants you to have. And I think that's super important today, where everybody's personalizing everything. It can become a little bit annoying, and we've got to give back some control to the end user.
I completely agree. Well, that's all I have for you, James. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me on.
That was James Norwood, the Executive Vice President of Strategy and Chief Marketing Officer at Episerver, discussing how their platform stands out and how they've prepared both their platform and their customers to effectively comply with GDPR regulations.